Hello everybody, it's Mr. Ahmed here, and this is my ordered array class. Just a simple creating your own array class. Just add in your arrays, size, print them all out. So basically just add in your array size, grow size, then you can push into elements and pop the elements, remove the elements and search the elements like linear and binary, and create your arrays and print everything in your array list. And other thing I have is like to save the erased text file and read from text file, and I'm only doing of integer arrays. So so there's my ordered array header file. It has the template class and set to private. Then I have public. Then I've got constructor and deconstructor. It's going to take these values in, so it's going to have global variables. Then I've got deconstructor. Basically deconstructed, this will delete the arrays when they are not used, so any unused arrays will be deleted. Then I got grow size. Basically it's going to say if your grow size is less than 0, then it's going to print out that it's supposed to be bigger or larger than 0, but if it's not less than 0, it's going to set your new grow size into your grow size. And then we got a new resize of the arrays. So data type is just create a new data type, and if your new array is 0, it's going to print out this it's failed and it's going to return 0. Then it's just going to go like determine if I and determine that this will be like a making arrays either bigger or smaller of your size. So we're just going to say this is smaller than the size, minimum is that size, otherwise your minimum stays the size. Then I'm just going to use a loop and copy all these elements in the array. So just using for loop for this and setting the new array into your arrays. So if your order array is not 0, then it's going to delete your arrays. So basically all the old arrays that are used again, or I mean all the old arrays are going to be deleted to create a new array. So it's just going to create your new array. And then using a override method, so it should just work with the arrays you created. And this is to convert the operators to convert the arrays into pointers, because it makes it easier, and so we can pass arrays into functions. Then we got the push element that will push the elements into the array in order. So we're just using if statements. If num elements are equal 0, so your array is 0, it's going to be your new value. And this is to confirm if it needs to be resized. Once it's resized, it will confirm that for you. And if it needs to be resized, it's going to create a block so you can put in your another element into it. And then we just pop into a pop last function. Basically just says if your element is less or equal to 0, then there's no elements in the array, so it's not found. Otherwise it will print out the arrays that are to be popped. Then we got remove. This it keeps the order of the array. So basically just using if statement, and it's going to move everything after the index, and then it's going to make the size smaller. Then I'm just using my search functions. I got linear search and binary search. And my search function will allow me to search for a specific value in the array, which searches and should return the index in the array containing the element. So there's other options you can search for. Just use the linear and binary search, the main ones which are commonly used. So yeah, my linear search is going to search for matching values in the array, and found it's going to return. If not, it's going to say not return, just -1. Then my binary, it searches for the value and returns your value if it's found, otherwise it'll return -1. And back to position -1. And then I've got clear all, just basically just goes through your arrays and sets it to 0 default value, so clears everything. Then you got write and read functions, so basically you're just telling it to write the file in text file. So output your file 0 default, and then just open your file and just read the binary. WB is for a written binary, and you just open your file. So if the file is not open, it's going to return false, but if it's open, it's going to return your array, your size of array, size, the out file, and it's going to close the file afterwards. And if we didn't write anything in the file, we'll just return false. Then we have read file, and that will read the it will read the arrays in the file. So basically it's gonna open your file and read your file in binary, and if the file is not found, it's gonna return false. And then it's gonna read the arrays in the file, and then it's gonna close the file. Then after that we got read ordered and write ordered. So basically just for when you're reading a file, it's going to go through. If its file is open, it's going to load the file, otherwise it's going to give you a message that it's not opened, couldn't find the file, and close. Same thing with read. It's going to write, sorry. It's going to write your file, and if it was success, it's going to save your file, otherwise it's going to say error, save again, and then close the file. Then we have save arrays and load arrays. Basically just goes to the list of arrays and it's going to save the arrays in the file. Same thing with load, it's going to load your file, your arrays in a file. And then we got your print methods, it's going to print everything out. So your arrays, it's going to print all your arrays. Then after that, just create a menu class. So I was originally going with integers and float, but I was having few problems and machine wasn't working for a while, so I just stuck with just integers. So I've created my menu and list of your menu, and same with integers and create your integers. It's just a header class, and we go to our main class. We've included our main menu. In the main menu, we didn't have to include ordered array because we had all the includes in here, so we just need to include our main menu. And I use stream for libraries, and we're just using view std, so using namespace std. First of all, we're just going to say there's my menu, boolean menu, and my list of menus, so clears everything in your window and sets your color, and these are your menu. After it shows your menu, it's just going to pop into your menu list, which is this one here, and then it's going to validate your number between 1 and 4. So we have to press 1 4 because there's only 4 options. And then just using the switch statement here, first of all int menu, so if you press 1, if your array integers, it's going to for int menu, which is down here, and break. If you go for option number 2, which is your save file, it's gonna save your file called in the file called order.txt and save a message. File saved. Return back to main menu. And same thing with read order unordered list. It's gonna read your unordered.txt file. If it's successful, file loaded message and return back to main menu. And option number 4 is basically just exit. So if you press 4, it'll just exit out. And default value, just input. And then we go down to our int menu, which if you press option number 1, int menu is gonna display your menu list for your integers. And we have array size, change the array size, grow size, change the grow size, push element which will put an element into an array in order, pop element which will take the last element of the array, remove which will take one argument, the index of the argument you want to remove, and removes that element in the array. And then linear search and binary search is to search for a specific value in the array and return the index in the array containing the element, otherwise just returns -1. Clear, which empties the array, and print, which will print everything. And back main menu, we'll go back to start this menu, and then we have exit, we'll exit out. And then after that, we'll just go down to create int menu, which is down here, and just validation. And then you have choices between 1 to 11. Your first choice is to is your resize, so int array, so declare your value, and message pops in, and user inputs the resize, and that will resize it. And grow size is the same thing as array size, just it's a set grow size, whatever user inputs. Push elements, it will whatever the user inputs, it will push it in. Pop elements, just ordered array, pop, it will pop an element, it will pop the last element of the array. Remove, which only takes one argument and removes their element, removes their element in the, or removes the index in the element. Linear search, whatever user inputs, it searches for that index and returns the value, otherwise not found. Same thing with binary, so searches for a binary search and returns your binary search. If not found, it will return not found. Then clear, which will clear everything. Your print menu prints everything. Main menu will go back to main. Your and last one is just returns back to this menu, so you can just redo and default. And that's for my main menu. And then we just go to our main class. Just main class, just have this function which will check for any memory leaks, and you don't want memory leaks. Learn that the hard way. And these are all the elements pushing into the int array, and that's pretty much all the code. So that's pretty much your normal array integers and your size, your binary code, and that's your save text file, saved, read text files, loaded from your text file, and for to exit. That's it. Thanks.